All right. I mean, what an exciting finish to a game. Kind of somewhat of an LSU, feel where we seemed like we were in command and then let it slip away there. And then to get it back at the end, go down and score on a 75-yard drive and then, block the kick at the end. I got to give our players a lot of credit. I know that team, was only 5-3, but as you saw, those guys have great players. Credit to A&M for coming back at a game that was headed one direction, and we actually scored to go 21-0 and have a holding, and then a 10-point turnaround on a blocked field goal instead of getting a field goal, give them 7. So, and just really proud of the way our guys battled, and it's one thing if they just go down and miss the short field goal. I thought our guys did a good job of holding them there to a longer field goal. And one of these days we're actually going to catch the ball when they throw it to us on defense at the end of games. So, and good play, good push at the end there, and Harris getting the block.
Lane, another big day for Jackson Dart, 387 through the air, 2 touchdowns. It's another big day, and just talk about him, if you will.
Yeah, I think, as you guys know, covering us, I'll tell you how it is and be hard on players. I thought he was fabulous today. Again, there's statistics in there where that's the best defense in the country. I mean, negative plays, sacks, third down, third in the country. So that's a really hard defense to play that well of a game at quarterback, and and take care of the ball at the same time too, and pitch a shutout that way. And you can see why you got to do all those things, and still it goes down to the wire. So awesome game by him, and obviously Trey showing up today, and that was kind of where we thought the matchup was that would help us in our favor, because inside obviously people really struggle with them. Is just to let Trey go one-on-one outside, and so that takes Jackson making the throws and Trey making some great plays.
Second half looked like their offense had much more success, especially kind of running the ball. Was there anything y'all noticed maybe they changed that y'all saw coming out of halftime?
Not really. I think they just made plays, and that's just part of the game. And they got really good linemen, and Max is very competitive and makes crunch plays for them, and an elite receiver, little guy that's hard to tackle. So we did a great job in the return game. I don't think they had a yard of kickoff return and 4 yards of punt return. So we won in that area of special teams. Obviously, giving them the field goal block for a touchdown was huge, because the game seemed to be dramatically going our direction in all areas, both sides of the ball at that point.
You mentioned the momentum swings with the holding call that brought back the touchdown. Gaddy has what looks like the game-sealing pick that gets overturned. In those moments, how do you keep your composure and keep focused on the next play?
Well, I saw him bobble it. I still celebrated with him, just hoping somehow maybe the officials would, be like, well, if he's that confident and he's celebrating already, we'll just give it to him. So our success with reviews is not real high this year. And Trey had one earlier, that could have ended the game. So, you guys hear me talk about everything happens for a reason. It doesn't seem very good at the time, but, makes you come together and block a field goal to win it. So it gives the special teams a chance to win it.
Lane, yet another game where you guys trailed in the fourth quarter, this time kind of late in the fourth quarter, and you come back and win. What does it say about this team, where your program has gotten to? These are games that probably last season may get away from you. This year you're winning all of them.
Yeah, I think it says a lot about the team. I'm also like to think I'm the coach that doesn't say, okay, well, they have a field goal to win the game and drive all the way down and miss a chip shot, and I'm going to sit here and say how resilient we are. I really do think our players played really well today, overcame adversity in areas. It's unusual to have a 10-point swing on one play. So I just thought a lot of credit to them, how they handled it and handled the waves of the game. And I really do feel like our offense knew they were going to score. It was actually like, don't score too fast. I mean, it was 75 yards away, and just the way they broke the sideline huddle was like, and when they scored, like, okay, guys, we're going to go score, let's not score too fast. So even Jackson came off and was like, "We scored too fast." I'm like, "Can you be positive, please?" And then he's like, "They're going to make the kick," and I'm like, "Can you be positive?" So finally, after the game, he goes, "All right, I'll stop being negative." I think he was watching too much Bobby Knight this week about the power of negative thinking.
Lane, your defense stopped Texas A&M 4 straight times, forced 4 consecutive punts in the first half, but then didn't force another punt the rest of the game. What exactly happened there?
Well, you're not exactly positive. I mean, you can go hang out with Jackson. I mean, guys, those are really good players and a really good running back and a good offensive line, and so they moved the ball on us. And we played a really good first half, and then we broke some on defense there. And I think it sounds like you can get a little bit spoiled with the way that we were playing defense against not upper echelon offenses the last few weeks. See, that's a positive way of saying that. So this was a more skilled offense than we've faced the last few weeks. And so they're going to make some plays.
Lane, can you walk us through the blocked kick from your perspective? How did you see that unfold?
I was just trying to mess with their kicker. So you can't call back-to-back timeouts anymore. You used to be able to, and so I kind of pretended and said to the ref right in front of the kicker, like, "I got one more timeout," and then I stood by the line judge there like this, like trying to get the kicker's attention, just to mess with him and whistling, to draw his attention. I don't know that worked because the kick was probably going right down the middle if we didn't block it. So, but that's what I was doing. I really didn't even watch the end of the kick. I watched the end. I didn't watch the beginning of the kick. I was pretending I was calling timeout.
Ladarius Tennyson seemed like he got a lot more snaps today. He was flying all over the field. What can you say about his performance today?
Yeah, he was great, especially first half, making big plays and showing some speed out there to catch really elite fast players that they have. And so he's one of our favorite guys, and just the way that he plays, regardless of how many snaps he plays, is the same.
We were told that Ashim Young's no longer on the team. Can you confirm that? And how do you feel about your depth in the secondary moving forward?
Well, guys stepped up. Ashim's not part of our program, and we wish him the best. And, just trying to get the guys ready that are here.
Lane, can you take us through that? I think it was in the second quarter where Jordan Watkins looked like completely uncovered. What happened on that play?
I'd be careful. You can't have intent to deceive. So Jordan was just running off like he was coming off, and he stopped before and took a big split behind the ball on our sidelines when the ball's on the far hash, and they didn't notice him. So really good play by our players out there to come up with. And then I think that's when we get the personal foul on them, and their players was like saying we're number one to me, and so they got penalty, and then it moved us closer on the 2-point, which we didn't make, but then luckily that 2-point later was really big because that would have been really not exciting for that to be the end of the game there with a field goal to win, playing defense down the stretch.
We'll take questions up top.
Coach, it seemed no matter if it was a questionable call, a big play, or just the end of the game, you were showing a lot of emotion out there today, really excited, a lot of points in the game. Just take me through how excited are you for your team to be able to get to 8-1 and go to Georgia next week?
I'm excited for them, excited for our fans. I just thought our guys had a really good week of practice. I was a little concerned. We hadn't played a lot of early kick games, so just tried to myself bring a lot of energy to them today and make sure our players were excited. And so I was kind of emotional on some plays or whatever, just because there's also excitement too in that. And that's a really hard defense to score against and move the ball against. So, maybe the players feed off that.
Lane, you might have had some fans a little nervous in this game, but can you talk about just how difficult it really is in the SEC to go 8-1 and week in and week out play these tough games and tough opponents?
Yeah, I told them like the cardiac kids or something, the way that our players play and take it down to the wire in these games. So it was good to be at home too. I thought our crowd was really good in the first half. and helped us with a couple false starts also.
You mentioned the fans. Let's talk about how it has really turned around this year. The Vaught was full in the fourth quarter. Those last 2 seconds, they seem to have hope in your team. How does that make you feel as head coach?
Good. I mean, kind of like when a player plays good, we kind of expect that. I would hope that, these type of games get people excited. And whatever you said, to go 8-1 is pretty cool. And that's a lot of, whatever that makes, 19-2 or something, the last 21 games here is really neat. And then undefeated SEC home schedule in this season. So a lot of cool memories this year in here.
Any other questions down low?
All right, thanks.